Hi everyone, this is Subhendu. I have been thinking of creating a channel where I can share my experience, share my learnings, the kind of analysis which I do. And then I thought that, there is never a good day to start than today. I have been contemplating on this idea since quite some time. There have been so many great speakers, already. There are some great channels who I have looked at, I have, gained inspiration from. And I was thinking that what is it that I could do as an individual, who does not have any investing background, who does not have any finance background, what is it that I can do? Now, I have lost a lot of money in the stock markets as well. But then of late, I have realized that there are things which we can do, which can help all of us become much better investors than what we have been. Um, so that is with that thought, um, I thought that I will create a channel which is called as logical investing. Now, logical because whatever we will do, whatever analysis we will do, it will absolutely um, be logical. We will be able to justify why or why not we are taking a particular call, and that's the reason why logical investing which we do. This is the first video, and before we go any further, um, i have also I have also one disclaimer. um, Please do not treat this as investment advice at all. First of all, for two reasons. um, this is my first video. You have not known me. But as we speak on a regular basis, as you know me more and more, you probably will develop conviction. You probably will. But the intention of this channel is not to help you, get to shortcut ideas. It is probably more on how do we find out stocks on our own. What are the things which we should be looking at? um, you know what is the simplistic way in which we can arrive at a particular stock, make profits, invest in them, make profits, um, and then either continue to stay invested or cash out. So, okay, so let's get started. If you are coming to this channel for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button, and we'll get started. So, for today, I wanted to bring in a stock which is, the name is already out there. I have opened, two of my what do I say? Two of my strongest weapons, screener and trading view, for the charts and all of that. So we are looking at a company called Gufic Biosciences. Now I wanted to tell you, why is this, why does this look attractive as a company? First of all, to understand what is Gufic Biosciences into. As you can see, they are engaged in the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals, medicinal chemicals, and botanical products. Now, they have been doing this business since almost 40 years, and it was started with a small base of 50,000 vials back in 2008, 2007, 2008, and they are right now at almost 4 million vials per month. What that basically means is they have almost almost grown by 100 times, almost by 100 times. If it is 100 times, it becomes 5 mil. 5 mil. Yeah. So overall, the domestic business generates about 55% of the revenue, exports about 15%, CMO does around 25, and rest 5% by API. Now, overall, if we look at the, there are some issues with Gufic Life Sciences, Gufic Bio, which had got, there was an injectable unit which was separate, and then it got its approval to merge the injectable unit with itself. And the since the transaction has a date of January 1, 2019, Gufic Life Sciences did restate its financial once the amalgamation was complete. So now, if we look at the market capitalization of the company, it stands at around 2,300 crores. Stock P is about 27.6. The industry P stands about 28.3. It's fairly reasonably valued as per the industry PE is concerned. If we look at the promoter holding, it stands at 75%. Now, the promoter holding, if we scroll down on this, which is at the bottom of this, promoter holding has been relatively constant from December 2018 onwards, at 65.75. You can see it was, all there. And then last quarter, there has been a 10% jump in the promoter shareholding, right? And then if you look at, the FIIs, from 0.06 in December 2018, it has grown to 1.52 significantly in the last one quarter. It has gone to 1.52. DIIs have been significantly reducing, I guess, from 9.88 to 2.13. Public has been reducing to 20.87 from a 24.31% shareholding. Overall, from a shareholding perspective, I see this is very, very bullish, from 65 to 75. If we start going back up and then we start looking at the company, it is trading at around, the current price is trading at around 236 today, and we picked this up at around 200 a couple of days back, few days back, and then I thought of creating this video so that we are continuing to track some of these stocks. I'll tell you the reason why I picked it. Very simply, promoter stakeholding change was an important criteria for me. And another thing is, promoter holding is already maxed out at about 75.5%. And now coming down to that, the stock has been, hovering at the same level since almost some 6+ months, from these 199 levels, and suddenly it has just got started. If we look at the earnings, you would see that there has been significant increase in the earnings throughout the last many years, from January 2017 to December or September 2021. We have seen a consistent increase in the earnings, which strongly says about the stock. That if we look at the sales numbers on a quarterly basis, we are seeing that in December 2018 quarter, the sales was about 88, which has continued to grow over the quarters. And then in June 2021, it is 251. September 2021 quarter, there has been slightly dip in the the sales numbers. If we take a yearly view, we are looking at yearly sales about 61 crores in March 2010, which has increased to 488 crores in March of 2021. The operating profit margin stays at 9%, and then it has grown 9, 10, and then is hovering. And in March, the operating profit margin was at almost 17%. Now, when the operating profit margin increases in any particular company, that basically means that the company is becoming more and more efficient in terms of its operations, and so it is able to reduce its operational expenses, and thus the operating profit margin is improving. This is signs of a company which is definitely on the improvement track. If we look at the net profit has been at 1 in 2010 March, and has grown to about 44 crores in March of 2021. Compared to the previous year, it had almost doubled in terms of its earnings and net profit, right? Overall, the EPS, earnings per share, has also seen a significant jump, almost 2 times, from 2.92 to about 5.68, almost double the EPS. And not surprisingly, the stock also had doubled up from its existing. If you look at the TTM, that stands at about 9.27, a couple of months more left, one more quarter is left. Dividends, if you see, initially the dividends were very high, and then now it has come down to about 2%. And not surprising, and I'm not so keen on the dividend on growth companies like this. If you really look at it, we are looking at a company which is about 2000 market capitalization, 2000 crore in market capitalization. There is significant room for growth of this company. Now, if we look at the PEG ratio, it stands at about 0.64, should be less than 0.1 for a company to be classified as a good company. And Altman Z score should be definitely more than 3. We see it that it is at about 8.24, which is good. Reserves of the company is about 219 crores. We will look at that. We will look at the debt, whatever is the um, debt which this company has as of now. If we look at the pros, we're seeing that the company has delivered good profit growth, about 43.44% CAGR over the last 5 years. The company has a good return policy on equity ROE track record. Promoter holding has increased. We talked about that. Median sales growth is 22%. Now, if a company is increasing its sales at 22% in the last 10 years consistently, and then on top of that, if we are able to see that the operating profit margin has been increasing, that clearly speaks volumes that the EPS of the company is definitely going to grow. And because of that, I feel that the stock definitely would be able to see much higher levels from where it is trading right now. But again, please do not construe this as any investment advice. This is just an analysis which I'm trying to share with you. I have recently taken a position in the stock when the stock was trading at around 200 levels, and I will probably stay invested in this stock. Please do not, if you are taking a call to get into this stock, please do that. But do check with your investment advisors and do your own research before you take a plunge or decide to jump into the stock. Please do not decide to invest based on only this video. So, okay, now coming down, if we look at the balance sheet, we see that the share capital of the company has been consistent at about 8 crores, then has been about in March 2021, and we still see same share capital. However, the reserves of the organization has grown from about 10 crores in March 2010 to 164 crores in March 2021, which is almost a 16 times jump in terms of the reserve amount. Borrowings, if we see, has been 17. We started with about 17 crores. And then last year, it was almost at 126 crores, which has come down by 262 crores, which basically means that the interest now going to be paid out. And then if you see in September 21, the debt has been further coming down. So this is a very, very strong, strong indication that the overall books are getting much stronger. If you look at the fixed assets, they have grown also from 83 last year to about 100 this year, and then 105 in September quarter. We are able to see that. If you look at the cash flows, very strong positive cash flows are observed. We are at 89 crores positive cash flow from operating activities. Any company which is able to generate cash from its operating activity, that too at a very strong level. This is not surprising for Gufic Bio, because we saw that the operating profit margins have been really high and they have been increasing over time. So I believe that in the last 3 years, if you see, there have been positive cash flows from operating, so which is a very healthy sign. The net cash flow is also positive, which is again another positive sign that it is not just in the balance sheets or the books, but also in the bank. So we are seeing that there's a net positive cash flow which is happening. Now, if we look at the cash conversion cycle, so this is the amount of time which a company takes, to bring back the cash into the organization. So after you sell the product, so you see that the cash conversion cycle has come down drastically by almost 50% from March 2020 levels, from 114 days to about 66 days. So that has been, the cash conversion cycle. Working capital days also has come down significantly from 114 to about 80 days. And then if you consistently look at the ROCE, or the return on capital employed, you'd see that on an average now from 2016 onwards, we are seeing about 24%, and then which has gone up to 33%, 30%, and then 2020 we saw 21%, and then again it is back to 30% ROCE, which is a very good indication of the stock value. Now we did talk about the shareholding patterns. Now looking at the stock, it definitely has a lot of potential. There is a lot of sales growth which is happening. Profits are also increasing. We also saw that the company has reduced debt, and then the PE has been very low as well. The last time the PE was at this level, that was back in when was this? Let's see this. Yeah, it was back in March 2020, right? When the PE was trading at about 14. Right now, the PE is about 25. However, the earnings have been consistently growing, so I don't see that there is any concern here. And then if we look at the overall price, it has um, it hit its high in 18, 11th May in 18, and then it had come down with a rounding bottom pattern, and then suddenly showed a rebound. Now it has stabilized at around this 200 levels for almost 5 6 months, and now it is again shooting up. So overall, this is what it is. If we look at trading view and then try to understand where the stock is, I believe that the stock definitely in near term, right? In near term, definitely the stock is going to touch about 255, 260 levels, which is close. Which, however, on a very long term, I believe that it is going to definitely do good. Again, like I said, if based on please do not take any investment decisions based on this video. I'm just getting started, and I can absolutely be wrong. um, Stock markets, I have understood, I have made a lot of loss in the stock markets myself. I have realized that for any of us to really make money from the stock markets, one thing is very important, which is actually two: patience and the discipline to have patience. So I believe that's all which I wanted to say. It looks really good in terms of numbers. Let's keep tracking. Let's keep learning. Let's start logical investing into some of the ideas which we, and I would be happy to understand more from you in terms of which companies you are tracking. What is it that we should be looking at together. So till then, thank you so much, and